The sentence handed down in the Brock Turner case prompted two Bay Area lawmakers to draft legislation in Sacramento that has now made it onto the governor's desk.
The bill would change California's sentencing laws for felony sex offenses. KTVU's Jana Katsuyama live now in our newsroom with the details. Jana.
Julian Frank, this bill aims to expand the law and create mandatory prison terms for people convicted of sex offenses where the victim is unconscious. Governor Brown has been a big proponent of reducing the state's prison population, so it's unclear whether he will sign this bill. The Brock Turner sentencing shocked two Bay Area lawmakers who said the 6 months in jail and 3 years probation from Santa Clara Judge Aaron Persky did not fit the conviction on 3 counts of sexual assault on an unconscious woman.
Then when you look at the law, there is a loophole.
State Senator Jerry Hill, along with Assemblyman Evan Lowe, say AB 2888 aims to close that loophole. Under current law, a court cannot grant probation if a person is convicted of rape or sexual assault by force.
It's mandatory jail or prison time for that. But if you don't force them, you can get probation, and that's what the judge chose to do in this case. The problem was that, what's the difference? You know, rape is rape.
Their bill passed unanimously this week and would change the law to prohibit probation and require mandatory prison time in cases where the victim is unconscious or intoxicated.
I don't agree that incarceration is an answer, and this is a perfect example.
Oakland defense attorney Rabin Nabizadeh disagrees with the bill and says it is politically motivated. He regularly handles felony sex offense cases and says Judge Persky's sentence was not unusual.
This is a run-of-the-mill sentence for this kind of case.
Nabizadeh says he does not excuse what Brock Turner did.
Terrible mistake, monstrous behavior, but then what do you do with that?
But he says there is a good reason the current law might treat sex offender incarceration differently based on the threat the person poses to society.
It might be an answer for the individual, the offender, who commits a violent rape. Because in that situation, literature would show that he's more likely to reoffend. He's more likely to rape again. I think there's literature that shows that rape is not about sex. It's about control. It's about violence. Whereas in the frat party scenario where there's a drunk frat boy doing this, it's not about that. It's frankly about sex.
State Senator Hill says the bill aims to right a wrong.
The punishment would be either 3 and possibly 6 years in prison, which is a major difference than 3 months in county jail.
The bill does allow a court to include probation in cases where there are exceptional circumstances, but that must be explained on the record. Governor Brown has until September 30th to decide whether to sign this into law.
All right, Jana Katsuyama in our newsroom. Jana.